What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the decidedly debonair Dr. Disaster, and in a world where it is possible to get it on with a digital bear in Baldur's Gate 3, which was considered perfectly acceptable by game journalists, in that world you would think that anything goes.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria!
I mean, look at this headline from PC Gamer talking about Baldur's Gate 3 last year. It says, Baldur's Gate 3 bear sex scene was such an upward turn in momentum for the game that its animator called his mom to show it off. She was like, "That's weird." Or, here's another headline, same outlet, same writer, find love and abandon God with this $20,000 fully customizable Baldur's Gate 3 Asterian sex doll. It would seem that for this guy, and for all game journalists really, there is nothing too degenerate. If they see something adult-oriented in a game, they're gonna be like,
I love you!
But don't you dare do anything that straight guys like, or these same people will crash out. Look at the release of Lollipop Chainsaw Repop last year. It shows a little bit of an attractive woman's skin, and the so-called professional critics out there couldn't be bothered to even review it. It took months before they even got 8 people to drop a review on this game on Metacritic. Or look at Marvel Rivals with their shapely female characters. That was about the biggest game in the world for a while there, and once again, it didn't get many reviews, at least not right away. To this day, there are only 23 reviews for Marvel Rivals on Metacritic, when usually games get anywhere between 50 and 100. And of course, these game journalists cannot stand Stellar Blade, because once again, it features something that straight guys like. There is an insane amount of cope going on right now with all these game journalists out there and the little current thing creeps and HR lady sewer creatures who seemingly just despise straight people. They are coping because Stellar Blade, so far this weekend, has managed to top out at 183,000 concurrent players on Steam, and it has become the biggest game which everyone is talking about in the gaming industry. But the people who thought that the bear scene and all that other weird kinky stuff in Baldur's Gate, all the people who thought that was okay, those same people are writing articles like this, where they call Stellar Blade smut. These clowns are trying super hard to push alternative lifestyles, but it's time to face it, guys. Gamers are like most people. Someone has got to tell these creeps the truth.
I'm not into dudes, if that's what you're ramping up to.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to follow me over on Rumble, where I've started uploading some content as well. Also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. I'm working on a space pirate cartoon which channel members will have first access to. We can't just complain about the state of our culture, we have to create alternatives. So, if you want to support that sort of thing, consider a channel membership for as little as $5 per month. But alrighty, let's take a gander at this Stellar Blade controversy. The best defense that the game journalists can think of with Stellar Blade is to call people gooners and to try to shame people for liking the game. Those article headlines that I showed you a minute ago were all from the same outlet and even the same writer. He is totally okay with adult relations with a bear. He seems absolutely giddy about an Asterian blow-up doll or whatever the hell it is, but he wrote here, Gooner Game of the Year Stellar Blades mods are 41% smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. Well, you know what? I don't think anyone needs to be taking this jackass's advice on what will or will not get someone to the light of heaven. Let's be real, the chances that this guy is even a Christian, those chances seem pretty thin to me. But that is what these people do. They try to use the strictest interpretations of decency standards against anyone who isn't a part of the queer crowd, but for everyone else, pure anarchy is just a-okay. And of course, it isn't just this one journalist either who praises the kinky stuff in other games. This headline here from several months ago, same outlet but a different writer, it says, Atlas is a considerately horny RPG where you can play the thickest furry this side of the internet, but I'm in it for the fun action and old school MMO nostalgia, I swear. And then in the subheader there it says, I never thought I'd have to hear me out, a video game. Or, here's another headline from a Polygon article last year, Hades 2 gods somehow even hotter than Hades gods. The fans, they thirst. And that game was openly queer, so of course they loved it. They love all kinds of games that have adult relations featured in it, as long as it doesn't cater to straight men. This post here has been making the rounds online from the X account Based Player. It says, asked Grok to compare the number of sex scenes in normal games versus the wildly successful porn game, because of course that is what they are calling Stellar Blade. And here's the list that Grok generated in Dragon Age the Veilguard, which game journalists celebrated heavily until it became clear the game was being rejected by gamers. But in that game there are 7 sex scenes. In Mass Effect 3 there are 6 to 8. In Cyberpunk 2077, there are 4 to 6 of them. In The Witcher 3, there are 5 to 7 adult scenes. Baldur's Gate 3 is the same with 5 to 7 scenes. Dragon Age Inquisition has 4 to 6. The original God of War has 2 or 3. Heavy Rain has 1 or 2, and Stellar Blade, the game that is supposedly pure smut, that game has 0. Let's face it, the reason these people are judging it is because of the immutable characteristics of the people who enjoy it, and the cope from the weirdos who don't like this game, who hate its success. It is hilarious to behold. Geralt of Gunia showed this screenshot of a Reddit post on X. The Redditor has a big old rainbow flag in their profile pic, because of course they do, and then they wrote this, a whole bunch of cope. It says, there is no sexy game revolution. Stellar Blade did well, but that's all. Even if Stellar Blade hits 250,000 players on Steam, we need to be real about what that actually means. It's a good action game. It has global reach thanks to a good PC port. It scratches the itch for fans of Nier Automata, Devil May Cry, and Bayonetta. Even this article from The Gamer, though, acknowledges that this is bullshit. Its headline says, ex-PlayStation boss says Stellar Blade's success is because of its combat, but we all know the real reason. But reading on in this Reddit post, it says there is no mass rejection of woke, no return to sexy gaming, no industry pivot to jiggle physics. And yet I'd like to point out that in the next month, right on the heels of Stellar Blade's PC release, we have Mecha Break coming out in a couple of weeks, which gamers loved for its character creator mode. And we have Wu Chang Fallen Feathers releasing, which has a similar MO to Stellar Blade. Meanwhile, the Vindictus Alpha has been getting a lot of attention, and that game is 90% jiggle physics. But over on the other side of the spectrum, we keep getting word from people like this. The RuneScape CEO just admitted to the world that woke stuff does not sell, which is why they aren't doing Pride stuff this year in that game. So, tell me again how there isn't a revolution against woke. Look at this compilation of copers and seethers over on the Steam forums, people who whine incessantly about Stellar Blade, trying to shame people for playing it and hating on what it is. Unfortunately for them, this is the reality that we live in, one where the vast majority of guys like to look at a game like Stellar Blade, and they're just gonna have to deal with it. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of the hypocrisy and the coping into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.